order at 7:16 p.m. We are in the Slade Building, and this meeting is being recorded. And remember that as we go through the agenda. Okay. Review of the minutes from the May 2nd meeting is the first item. I read them a while ago, I don't remember any issues, but take a minute to reread. I'm sorry.
How are the strawberries looking?
Well, I picked a bunch half green today because we're supposed to have so much rain tomorrow and Friday morning that I thought they might rot, and they will continue to ripen, even though I did pick them early. So yeah, 8 quarts.
Wow.
1 quart of seconds. Yeah, so they probably could use a dose of liquid fertilizer too, so they get nice and big. So. Okay, any corrections or anything needed on the minutes?
Look good.
Looks good to me. I make a motion the minutes be approved as written. Do I
I'll
hear a
second.
All in favor?
I,
All right, minutes approved as written. Next on the agenda is if there's any update needed for COVID, flu, or Maven?
well, I saw 6 cases of influenza come through. And 1 case of COVID, but otherwise, that's it.
Okay. I keep getting notices for MPHN and other organizations online Zoom meetings, and unfortunately, they're happening about 3 o'clock in the afternoon, and guess where I am? I'm
In
out.
the field.
I'm out in the field.
Yeah.
So, at least I'm on the auto notification list, but it's not doing us much good. I do review the minutes that they send out. I haven't seen anything super important to report to you guys.
And I've been getting notifications of, on the public health training that they're trying to get up and running.
Yes, I get those too. There's a general, Massachusetts Public Health is working to organize a whole series of possible trainings that, for towns and town staff,
Oh, that's great.
which is great.
Part of their purpose is to, quote, make HMCC, FEP, and all of those different public health entities blend together and make a more cohesive public health
Okay, yeah.
response.
And have a standard of quality, a baseline. Their goal is to have a baseline for all the towns in Massachusetts for boards of health,
I
as far as,
yeah, just
we're-
dipping our toes into what the feeling is from other people that I mingle with, it's sort of a lukewarm response to.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Some of the things that I've seen in the emails come across, are things we already do.
Mhm.
So I feel, okay, we're doing those, we're, you know,
It's just part
Look
of
at
Board of
this.
Health work.
So, if you feel like we get someone new and wants to know more about it, we can tag them into these, online training things.
Yeah.
And, they can become an expert after, you know, a couple sessions on this, that, or the other topic.
Mhm.
So I don't feel too bad, like we haven't missed too many things.
Mhm.
We're getting a lot of the basics done every month, so.
Well, that public health stuff is really still in a lot of planning stages still.
Mhm.
So, I mean, it's not really settled, the dust hasn't settled. They're
Yeah.
still
Is this sort
working
of
it through.
from like a result of the influx of money from COVID, like towards public health?
I
Is
think
it
a
sort
lot of the AARPs from the after action reports,
Mhm.
that came through, after COVID,
Mhm.
they had an impact on it, and, but I also think that some of the HMCCs have kind of gone off on their own trail, and the VEP people have gone off on their own trail,
Mhm.
and the hospital in Asperger's has gone off on that trail. So, you know, I think that was some of the,
Massachusetts
trying to pull it
all
back together.
Gotcha.
So it's
Okay.
cohesive.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Okay.
so we'll see where it all goes, cause right now it's still in its baby stage.
Mhm.
Right, they're just initiating some of the training that's being offered, and they're gonna do a review, I think it's October.
Yeah.
Yeah. See, I do read some of those emails.
Keep me posted.
Thanks.
All right, Title V.
Come and join us.
Perks tests. Number one is 10 Seminole Avenue, Title V D-Box replacement.
So this one you already saw at the 5-2 meeting. It was a conditional pass,
Right,
and this just is Phil's sheet showing that it actually did happen.
okay.
That's all.
Got it. Completed. All right, reviewed. Today is the 5th, correct?
Correct. 6-5.
Sign it and pass around. So it was completed. 28 Crossroad, Title V passes. The inspection was done on April 9th, and his report came in on the 16th, and sent to us.
Is that 5 houses going up for sale? I said, is that 5 houses going up for sale?
Oh, I don't know. Usually that's why they do them.
Pardon?
That's why they do them
Yeah.
usually.
Unless they got something backing up in the back.
Which is not good. Is that on their foot? Is that on their foot?
Yeah, and it's not signed by Duffy, it's signed by someone else.
But is it, maybe that's stapled by mistake?
is 14 Pitcherville Road, it's in Title V, and it passed, based on the inspector that did it, which was Lucas Roddy.
Once upon a time, this road was just a little dirt road.
Yeah, there's a lot of, there's some nice
There's
houses
a lot
on
of
there.
growth on that road.
Yes, there is. Yes, out.
Alright, you took your car down the dirt road, and you took your car in your hands. Looks good.
In both cases, these properties, the last one and this one, are also had their tanks pumped at the same time as the inspection. Okay, 108 Barry Road, Title V, it passes. And it was done by JPC Septic.
at the dimensions of the tanks, every one of them is different.
Mm-hmm.
You would think they would be relatively the same.
Yeah.
One of them was a two-bedroom house, not,
This, yeah,
and so therefore that one would be different because it's a smaller footprint.
the 108 Perry Road was.
Yeah. The cemetery Dogwood South. Wrote out all the distances between everything. That looked nice. The next one is 91 Hale Road Soil Suitability Assessment. Apparently the park couldn't be done, so they did this one.
Yes. I think it does mention something in there about the soil.
It's 100 feet from an open water body. 100 feet plus from wetlands. Yeah, there's occasional huge flies around right now.
Is that a failed system that they replacing at 91 here?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah, 'cause the house is set way back on the road.
Yeah, basically, there's the information on the next to last page.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, the last one in this category is 105 Berry Road.
Looks like a new build.
It could be a new build.
Yeah. I mean, no, 105 Berry.
Oh. This one?
Could you bring it up on the maps and it's land?
Yes, this is new construction.
Yeah.
This one
That's just replacement.
is repair.
Repair.
Gotta find the box. Okay, so 105 Berry Road is a new construction, and they did a soil suitability test with us. Because most of this is loamy sand, so they actually, what can happen in sand is it can drain too fast and go places it shouldn't go.
according to this
But we
report,
wouldn't
they
have
did the
to pay
permit in that midnight.
Oops. I'm sure he didn't. Write that down very
It's tough
clearly.
to see.
Alright.
So it's just really
Mhm.
correspondence.
So under water test, we have a DPH beach letter. This is a correspondence, just telling us where for the 24 season, various beaches will be tested. And it says due to either a history of multi-day elevated bacteria levels or lack of complete data for the last 4 beach seasons, the following list is posted, and each one of these are subject to the same requirement of to be posted after one exceedance in levels. This year, Hubbardston's not on this list. We are not out of compliance, we are in compliance.
Well, the season's just beginning.
Well, this is based on previous year's information.
I think 4 years isn't that what it is?
Yeah.
We'll see how many salamanders grow this year.
This is
The
just swimming water? Is that what this is?
Yeah,
On
this is
beaches.
Yeah.
at various freshwater areas, yeah, around.
Little kids love the salamanders.
Oh.
Okay, got the first report for Cushman Pond, May 21st.
Well, this list isn't super long, actually.
No.
It's very short.
Yeah, it's a 2-page list, and it's repeated.
doubled.
Okay, Cushman Pond came in with an E. coli level of 2 parts. Excellent. No complaints with that. Shows who took the sampling and the field data. All right, looks good, Jay. He was the fellow that took the test and to be analyzed by Neshoba Analytical. All right, reviewed. And there it is. And next we have
A fast report.
a fast report from 48 Gardner Road. Which had problems, but then got repairs made. And this current fast report from them shows that everything's in acceptable limits. No problems. Keep writing 6/5, I'm like, yeah, oh yeah, it's June, it is June,
I know,
it's already June.
it's crazy.
I keep hesitating when I do that.
How often are they testing Cushman?
Once a month instead of every 2 weeks.
Is that what it is?
We gave them a 5-year,
I believe it is
once a month.
Yeah.
I can double check that.
I'm pretty sure. Off the top of my head, I would say once a month instead of every 2 weeks.
Mhm.
Their numbers have been traditionally low. People are responsible over there. It's great.
Yeah, that's great.
No one's
food permits.
Okay, we have several new food permits. A couple of them I have signed so that they could go forward, for one-day permits and so on. So they could get started. We have Maddie's Ice Cream and More, a mobile food permit, and a frozen dessert ice cream permit. It's an ice cream food truck. And
So there's 2 permits in that one.
right next to each other. So both of these are here, you guys need to sign. We did go ahead so that they could start doing things over, you guys gave me permission for one time, to let them go ahead so they could start doing it over Memorial Day weekend and stuff.
A lot of power.
What, that I can write my name?
You said yes to the ice cream.
Who wouldn't?
Yeah.
I should add that person's to my list.
Judy, maybe you should put today's date, because Kathy signed those and dated them a different date.
Is there just one here?
I need to
2
do
for the
some
ice
kind
cream.
of truck quick inspection. They're at the,
Oh.
this Saturday, I'll get it done there. Yeah, I'm just making my,
Yeah.
I'm adding another thing to my list. Okay, Giacomo's Food is going to,
For the Hubbardston Fair.
for the Hubbardston Fair,
Signed it, so Judy
yep,
and Liz just need to sign it.
yeah, and I did their inspection already. I'm sorry, oh shoot, I forgot it again. I have done several inspections along
That's
the
on,
way.
that's in there.
So we'll get to that. Alright, Baked All Day is
When's
They
this
did the
fair?
alpaca.
On the 8th?
this Saturday.
This Saturday, yes. They did the alpaca.
Right.
So
That's why it's
that,
late.
and that's already come and gone, but
Right.
just so they can sign it so we can have it.
Yes.
In the rain, it happened to rain that weekend.
Part of the time. They were at the Alpaca, Farmers Market Festival. And I have another one sitting at home that I did on the spot. I'm still holding a check. Got to get that
For
check.
who?
The truck. With a name like this, that I gotta bring it to you tomorrow.
Okay, is it for this weekend?
No, it was
Oh.
for the alpaca one.
Oh, yes, you did tell me that.
There was an additional food truck at the Alpaca Festival. We weren't scheduled to have any meetings or anything. They filled out the form, they gave me the check, I did the inspection, and it's still sitting in my bag with all that stuff, including the check. I gotta get that to you. So everything was fine. I mean, we just weren't having meetings. It was kind of semi-last minute, but they wanted to comply,
Yeah.
which is fantastic.
Absolutely, absolutely.
And it was okay. The next one for the Hubbardston Fair is the Sugar High Baked Goods.
I have our sugar cookies.
I will be going to the fair and I have these temporary one-day permits that I can quickly check off.
Oh, nice.
Most of these places are registered in other towns, but I try and take 2 copies, one for us and one to hand them to have put in their folder of paperwork,
Mhm.
so that they
Have something. to
they
show.
have something. And I spend about 6 minutes per place, and everybody knows me now unless they're new,
Mhm.
and it kinda keeps people on their toes, but I haven't seen anything to complain about 99% of the time with anybody,
That's good.
which is great on how
Mhm.
they handle things, how they have things set up. But I think because they know someone's coming even if it's just 5 minutes, even though, and I'll do it for Giacomo's too, even though they just passed their regular inspection. I still give them one and walk around and check off this one sheet page, and I think it helps. I think that's a good thing to do. We started it, Kate and I started it back years ago when Kate Saab was on the board, so that's 6 years ago maybe. All right, the dog father is also coming.
What is it, all the dog treats?
Hot dogs,
The dog father,
French
isn't that cute?
fries, hot dogs, French fries, chili, what else does he bring? Drinks, that sort of thing.
Just one?
Perfect. They have the ServSafe.
So they have ServSafe and he couldn't get on the internet, so she did the allergen one. Is that okay?
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right, we also have the Church Evangelical Church of Hubbardston is going to do, what are they gonna do, cotton candy?
They're gonna do cotton candy at the Hubbardston Fair, and they're
Gonna
also.
do what?
Cotton candy,
Oh,
and they're also having a yard sale at the church.
no, they're always having a yard sale at the church.
Well, they do it a couple times a year, yeah,
And they're gonna have cotton
Do it in
candy there as
June.
well.
June. And so they've got, one person has the allergen and one has the ServSafe, so they're good. Just made sure that they had people that were
There's a
gonna be
third one out there for, food handlers. And I have that certificate. So if you've got servers, your servers, like if you're doing community dinners,
Mm-hmm.
you run your servers through that. It doesn't take more than an hour to do it, it's $10, so
Say the title of that one again?
it's for food handlers.
Right, food handlers, right. FYI, if you work at the school, the lunch program, and you're, they try and have everyone in the kitchen with ServSafe.
Oh, nice.
Oh, that's a
Just
good idea.
FYI.
That's great.
But in Grover and Gardner, they have, the supervisor holds the ServSafe, and then everybody else works under her. So they have more than one school, but what was explained to me, is that if you have somebody that's ServSafe, because we were looking at it for our church, and somebody's ServSafe is about to expire, so we were looking to see what other options we had. But if you have ServSafe, and then they develop policies, procedures, and like an instruction, so they get a day of instruction,
Mm-hmm.
sort of like the food handlers program that I took online. It's very similar to that. This is how you handle the food, this is what you need to be aware of and all that. You can work under just one ServSafe.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but, Quabbin, it seems that they want everyone who's handling the food with the kids, at least at Hubbardston Center School, that I know about, because my daughter's been working there. They want everybody to have the ServSafe, not just the food handlers
Right.
instruction, and all the rest.
It's a good idea.
It is very good what they're doing here in the
Except that it can
public
be
schools.
expensive. It's expensive, so who's paying the fees?
That
It's
is-
$186 per person.
Right.
Do food ServSafe?
Mm-hmm.
And they probably, I don't know if they have exactly every person with it, but they want us more than one at each site. Let's put it that way, I know for
Don't,
sure.
don't they contract to a company for food services, Quabbin? So maybe that company requires
It's an interesting question.
I have to
I
track
mean,
that
it comes out
down.
of our $6 million that we're paying.
Yeah, I think it does. That's my personal opinion, that's not an official opinion, okay, this is not official, sorry. Okay, open septic plans, engineering reviews, none, okay. Under old business, NIMS and ICS. Can I do it next winter after the farm slows down again? Okay, metal recycling update.
Who are we missing on the board?
Me.
Anybody?
Me.
Me and me.
Me and me.
Oh, gee, willikers, well, I got enough ICS certificates to
share.
cover, yeah.
Judy could
Please,
share.
thank you.
I could cover you.
I might need a tutor.
Not
And
that
this is
hard.
all for FEMA emergency type programs. It's not our everyday work, just so that it's clear that we're not
shirking responsibility.
We're not shirking
Yeah.
responsibility, it's, how likely are we to have, hurricanes and disasters in this area, so, and what they
Right.
are. Which Judy is working on, and I am also on the committee.
Mhm. And hopefully we'll be bringing it before the Board of Health, the Board of Selectmen. At least 2 out of the 3 plans that we've been working on. And 2 in maybe 2 or 3 weeks.
Nice.
Yeah, the end of June, beginning of July.
So, those are comprehensive town-wide programs involving all the major departments and how each department would respond and what our responsibilities are.
Mhm.
And the number 1 blizzards and other winter storms, and the number 2 is high winds.
High
Huh.
wind is
Yeah.
the number 2 cause of problems in
Really?
town.
Yeah.
That
Well,
makes
electricity and
sense.
stuff, yeah.
Electricity
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
trees.
Trees.
Swinging on the wires.
Mhm.
Oh,
A
Yeah.
fly is going after you.
yeah.
And he's so big.
Huge.
It's gonna take me away.
All right, metal recycling was held Saturday, May 18th from 10 to 1. Lori Demalia came, and, one other volunteer, nicknamed Fox, came. He likes to keep his name private. We filled it,
Nice. Good.
and I forgot to call Templeton Salvage to come pick it up again. 2 weeks now, oops. But there's actually more outside than what can go in it.
Great.
So that's, I better call him tomorrow morning. Keep forgetting. Alright, it was very successful. We kept telling people that we'll have it again in the fall, probably sometime in October. Some people came when, one group, truck, came 3 times bringing stuff, and some of it was, had obviously collected in their backyard for a while. It did rain at the end, but we still had people coming, which was great.
Yeah.
We had people right up through 1 o'clock.
Good.
That was wonderful.
That's great.
Even though previous month, for, Earth Day, the Boy Scouts had metal collecting too, so it was still worthwhile having.
Great.
Melanoma project dispensers update,
That was really Lori.
so we'll table that. Oh, and my
Yeah, and you had asked about, the bloodborne pathogens kits.
Yeah,
I
that's,
sent that back to you.
Yeah, that's
You
in
just
new
make sure you
business.
got it.
Yes, I've got it in here.
Okay. So are we ordering them and then
We'll talk about
disperse
that,
them?
yeah.
Okay.
Massachusetts State Health Assessment update, Judy?
I did it,
Okay,
but I don't remember what was on it.
it's okay, it was completed, good. That is one of the things that there's a lot more assessments and information being requested by the state, various sections of the
Mhm.
Department of Health and so on. And disaster programs and everything. Again,
He's huge.
I can't, I've been up and down on my knees so much today, I can't get up fast enough now to smack it.
I wanna smack
So
it.
thank you for completing it, so oftentimes I'm filling out a report or an assessment if it's valid for our town.
Oh, close. That was so close.
Good. Alright,
It was pretty nondescript.
alright, so it's
That's why I don't
done.
remember what it
Yeah.
was.
Yeah, so, Judy and I most of the time are taking care of whatever they're asking for. Again, it's all with this ultimate goal by the state to have a minimum standard of quality
Mhm.
at every health department.
Yep.
So, not bad.
I
Food
find
is-
sometimes though, that lots of times it's a recycle of what what occurred in the past, but people forgot.
Mhm.
You know, it's like, I remember being at a meeting at the hospital and they were talking about how they were gonna introduce this new assessment program, blah, 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 you know, to the nurses and all this other stuff, and I said, didn't we do that back in 1990?
Some
And
of
somebody
these-
sat
yeah.
next to me, sitting next to me, he says, that's what I was thinking, didn't we do this? So I don't know, it's.
Some of this is for revisions.
Yeah,
Just like, there are master plans for towns every so many years and so
Yeah.
on and so forth. That's where we're at with
And
some of
it's-
this.
some of
It's
it's
for
going
the
back to old
24,
ideas that did work.
25 master plan for the state.
Mm-hmm.
I
Yeah.
mean, that's where some of this is coming from. Food inspections, I have, 2 commercial properties left to do, and, the town fair, the 2 campgrounds, 3 campgrounds, and, the residential inspections. So I've done, a number of them, and, I did, do the alpaca, activity day, farmer's market day, weekend activities, so trying to stay up on top of it. I did Rieta already, and then there's a seller, she has a permit now, I did, so she was done that day. So I've got some of them done in a good timely manner, and now it's like, when am I gonna get these done? But I will get these done. My goal is to get as many done by the end of June as possible. And the camps, when does school ends? June 18th. So the Ron Burton's probably starts the following week. So his inspection, I've always tried to go early July
Mhm.
for his, like the second or third weekend.
Yep.
So that's where we're at on that. Construction dumpster. We had talked about how the price had gone up at the last meeting and everything, and, it was mostly full when we did the metal recycling day, and so, Nancy called, we've, had them pick it up and take it away.
Last Thursday.
Last Thursday, the bill was, for the month of May was paid, and I discussed it with, Travis, that we would bring it back late fall for a few months. If he collects any other stuff, there's a couple old trailers that had been used by the recycling group
Mhm.
years ago. I suggested he put the stuff in there, and then in the fall, we'll pay him, we'll bring it back and he can throw it in, and we can, cause we've been paying a maintenance fee for several months, and
Mhm.
it's just now,
Well,
last week, full, so
So
it's
it's been
ridiculous.
sitting.
Yeah, it's
that's
been
not
sitting.
feasible to him, like he thought that would work.
He said, it's okay if that's what your budget and everything looks like, that's what we're gonna do, so
Okay.
he kind of had to acquiesce to,
Well,
What we decided.
25%.
yeah, that's
those
Yeah.
old trailers though, they're not much better than,
if there's something like a mattress or something that someone has thrown along the
Yeah.
railroad tracks, which is a fairly common problem apparently. Not that we want people to do that, we really don't. They handle those problems. Somebody has to handle it, so we do. Keep our roads safe and open.
Aren't mattresses usually more, like you have to pay for, even in a dumpster, you have to pay a fee for a mattress, right? So is that part
Under
of why it was,
No, construction means you can put anything from building and so on and so forth.
Okay.
It's a general, and there's yeah, it's different with construction dumpsters.
okay,
In in this particular case.
Okay.
And I'm sure the fee went up because the number of, places that all this stuff can be dumped in
It's shrinking.
is shrinking.
Mhm.
We're down to 5 landfill sites
Mm-hmm.
east of, Springfield.
Yeah.
And their fees are rising too as well.
Yeah.
So I have a couple of friends in the construction business, and they were talking about that, how high the fees have gotten in the last couple of years.
Mm-hmm.
Again, it's all to try and have less waste overall.
Yeah.
That's the main thing. Okay, next, Health at Home website.
Well, that's this, I had sent it to you on 5/28.
Yes, the Attorney General's office has launched its website to provide clear, reliable, accessible guidance to Massachusetts residents on various home environmental health hazards, all in one location. Health at Home website is a one-stop clearinghouse to provide resources to landlords, tenants, homeowners with accurate information about hazards, what laws and rules govern them, in order to promote safe and healthy homes. Information can be submitted by residents, and there's various categories in here. Here's a whole copy. I think that I am suggesting that we put this first paragraph on it on our website and with the link.
I'm sorry, what?
So I would like to put, I think the first paragraph with the actual link to this site
Okay.
on our website. Because, you can't just, then they can look up whatever they wanna look up.
Yeah, that's right.
And it covers antifreeze, appliances with CFCs and batteries, household and what to do, all kinds of stuff. Pass that over to you.
Yeah, there it is.
Yeah. Okay.
Mass.gov has been doing a lot of revamping and updating
I
a
thought
lot
that
of
was great.
information on
It's
their
really
site,
great.
so there's a lot of new updates on mass.gov.
Correct.
It's
And
Oh, wow.
a huge website by,
Home
you
chemical
know,
waste,
as you
pool
roam around, you
chemicals.
start seeing new stuff popping up all over the place.
and it's good information, practical information. So, I would like to make a motion that we, have a short paragraph with the link attached for people, to access. Telling them what's on it in general, maybe just briefly list the categories or three of the categories,
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, et cetera.
Yeah,
So they get an idea
of what it is.
of what it is, like
Mhm.
household batteries or
Mhm.
something else that, a lot of people have questions about.
And make sure the link, because if you go to like Health at Home, just type that in, you're gonna get all kinds of
Right.
DNA services.
Yes.
But if you do,
Okay.
mass.gov and then go, so make sure it's got the
Mhm.
Right.
reference to mass.gov.
Fire extinguishers, pesticides, it's great.
Yeah, that is
It's
great.
nice that they've done that.
Mhm.
Saves us a lot of work. Yay!
Is somebody for a second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Posted. Approved.
Keeping us in order needs to.
Yes.
I'll be saying, I'll be doing minutes, I was like, oh.
24. Thank you for keeping us in line. All right, there you go.
And this is that, DPH.
Yes.
One of those is for all the bodies of water, and these two are just for Common Pond. And if you read through this.
Yes.
You'll see that we don't have to post. That I was having conversation back and forth this
You
afternoon.
did too, okay. All right, an email came through through on
No, that's, no, wait.
5/23.
Yeah.
The state has gone through and done testing of fish in a huge number of freshwater areas. And, certain areas, the PFAS and PCBs, have been found in fish at the levels that they recommend you don't eat the fish that you catch from those areas. Here is a sample of what it looks like. Our Comet Pond, and I called the lady that sent this out
Mhm.
too, which was Tanya. I believe she's the one that sent it out. Or Meg. Actually, I spoke with Meg.
I think I talked to Michael too,
All right,
somewhere
so
along
we've
the
been
line.
tagged.
A lot of people, okay.
It's a huge report, I'll pass it around. I contacted Meg Blanchett, yes. And she, with my questions about, do we as the Board of Health have to post the one for Comet Pond? Now, did she indicate, of the level that was in the water itself?
I didn't even read through it.
Okay, let me double check. So when this came in, I just right away called her the next day.
Judy, they're all at the top. They're listed at the top of each one of those red sheets.
Or Westlake, okay, Blackstone.
And it includes different,
There was a list at the beginning too.
Okay, so the PFAS was measured in 2 fish, cause I guess they could only catch 2 or 4, I can't remember the number, at Comet Pond. And the, level, and I looked at the charts that they sent in all the reports, these graphs and everything, at 0.22 parts per billion. That indicates that the daily consumption of fish from that water body, if you add fish every day from the pond, would be bad for you. You know, the PFAS could cause cancers, basically. And my question to them was, right away, do we need to post this sign? And, she was gonna get back to me in a couple days, which she has, saying that, DCR, because DCR runs the fishing area and the swimming area, that they will post these signs.
Does it say what the level is on that sign?
No, it
It
does
only lists
not.
the Ware River. And I don't think anybody's going
Yeah.
down the Ware River. That's the one that runs behind the cemetery.
Correct.
I just, I feel like that's a little
So this,
fear-mongering a little bit, you know?
yeah.
Yeah.
So, it might be advisable to put on our website that we've been notified that tests were done in 2022.
Okay.
That's when the tests were done.
Are they retesting anytime, do we?
That was another one of my questions. Are they retesting again? Cause these were results from 2022, and they finally got out to us this spring. But I would like to suggest that we put it on the website, that we have been notified by this department, that, fish were caught and tested in 2022, and the level was 0.22 parts per billion.
Yeah, and then daily consumption.
Daily
then-
consumption is 1 fish per month. So if you catch fish in the Ware River, you can eat 1 per month.
Okay.
In their standard, the Ware River was higher,
Yeah.
so,
this says one, limit all fish to 1 meal per week.
right.
Oh.
That's their limit of what they're recommending. I am waiting to find out if what the levels were in the water. Because there was no restriction on swimming in the Comet Pond.
What a bummer.
It is on the low end, it just barely makes it something reportable. The cutoff is that number, 0.22 parts per billion, that they then issue this warning. Below that, you don't. I looked at the charts. So I could have a good understanding what's going on. So we are right over the bare minimum requirement stating that you shouldn't be eating the fish from Comet Pond more than once a week.
I think the favorite fishing pool though is Sawyer Pond. There's always people there fishing at Sawyer Pond.
So one of my thoughts is, well, where did this pollution come from? And it could simply come from rubber tire wear and stuff on the road, Route 62, that's so close to the Comet Pond. And over time, slowly and weather-wise and rain-wise and snow-wise, pollute the pond a little bit.
Is that with a different,
Yeah, that's the list I was looking at.
is
Yeah.
there one that has
They-
Comet
they're
Pond on
ident-
it?
No, they reflect that list.
But they sent this for Comet Pond separate, as a separate email.
Do they have
It
a
is-
list of
it-
ponds?
Yes.
So is it under the advisories?
That email, does that have all?
So it says.
One of them has all of them on there.
Well, it has Ware River, and
Is
then
it?
it's Berry Hardwood Hubbardston, but that's the only.
That's the
Right.
only one.
We have the,
Right.
Yeah, Asnacomet's not on here.
Correct. It is,
These are just rivers, though.
correct,
Mhm.
that's
Of
just
course,
rivers.
that's what started it was the industrial spill in Westminster.
Yeah.
That's what started it all.
So this was, just a little clarification to let's see. So she wrote to me,
Mhm,
Miss Meg,
mhm, yeah.
Not much of a fisher,
saying that,
so.
saying that
I'll take my fish
they will
off
do
the
the.
store.
Yeah,
Okay.
I'll go to Hannaford.
Yeah, they were about, yeah, no,
Is
I'm
this
sorry,
back-
no,
Most
it's.
fishermen, they catch
I'm
them
sorry.
and then they
Well,
release
this
them.
paragraph
Yeah.
could be
Yeah.
used
It's more of a
on the posting
Sport,
on the
really.
website.
sport.
Okay,
Because it tells the
When
date
They
of the
have
testing,
fishing derbies down by
summary
Sawyer
of the
Pond and
report,
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah.
and
they have
then,
one in the winter for ice fishing, and then there's a
and-
couple during the year.
Yeah.
the level,
And there's always somebody parked, always 2-3 cars parked every day.
parts
Yeah.
per billion, parts per billion, which is the level at which PFAS warnings must be made, must be listed, presented,
Told to the public.
must be told to the public. Adds it. And that's what I think you should put on there.
alright, I'm gonna put that star.
Yeah. So I think we'll just put this paragraph and then this sentence on the website about it. And then,
Relayed to the public.
right, so that we're letting folks know.
Okay, this is part of it too, this is the Mike, I was talking to Michael here.
Right, right.
Cause I was trying to get in and I was having trouble with it, so he said that if you wanted to just read that.
Okay, we
Let's
did
see,
that,
it said here.
so this is old. See, that's
No.
old.
Right, right.
It's an old email,
So
so
that-
that
right.
happened a while back.
I don't know. I mean, this is
Yeah.
from today,
Yeah,
that
okay.
he sent it. But he said, don't worry about, DCR will take care of
The
the
signs,
signs. And I had asked about Cushman's Pond too,
right.
so he said that maybe they should be doing that. It shouldn't be up to us, they should be doing it. So I'm gonna contact
Okay,
them.
they'll have to do it once a
Right.
year.
Mm-hmm. Or I don't know if, may.
Cushman Pond may have had a PFAS test run, but it's typically not needed to do more than once a year.
I mean, it sounds like the state hasn't done it in 2 years though, right?
Right. If they've had one done, then we'll accept that, whatever it is. So you're gonna reach out to Cushman Pond.
Yeah.
And Ware River passes through Hubbardston, and that number was also high.
It's
But
not
I-
easy, and Ware River isn't easy to access anyway.
But I don't know where they tested. What part of Ware River, because it's so long, did they
Yeah, and
test?
it passes through several times.
Yeah, so our area, our section of Ware River could be just fine.
Yeah.
Could be before the pollution occurs.
Right.
We don't know. So that's one of those, okay, well, where did you test? So yes, we
So
can,
I'm gonna let him know about the,
yeah, that this is old,
right.
and yes, we can do this one, and then get a password and put it in the black book. We keep a black book of everything that we need to know.
Could I just have that?
All right, so that's all that's come up in the last week, and we got right on top of it, because if it was something critical, we
Mhm.
wanted to make sure that people knew about it right away. Okay, next is hazard kits for the
Yep, so
food
that was
business.
the one that Judy sent me,
Men's.
and I looked on Amazon, and they're $18.91.
Okay. And we had voted before to, get these for all the businesses in town, and so
I think you were thought of 20.
20 of them
I
total.
believe. Was that not the right
These-
number?
Yeah, that number sounds right.
Yeah, 20. Senior center, couple for the school, and so on. And they are the bloodborne pathogen kit for cleanups and stuff. And as I do inspections, I've told them that we're gonna get these for them. I wasn't sure exactly when, but we will order them. The Amazon cost is $18.91 per kit. So it's gonna run us
400-ish.
about $400. Okay, everybody still in agreement with all of that? All right, then we'll go forward. And in the next couple weeks, 3 weeks or so, we can get them ordered, whenever that works.
Put it on the town charge card. Put it on the town charge card.
Well, I can, and then we can pay it.
Yes,
Come out of yours, yeah. Don't forget the tax exempt, although Amazon is hard to get tax exempt.
Oh, no,
Number,
we have taxes exempt.
I know
We have
you
an account.
do, but getting Amazon to accept it, because
Oh.
it's such a big company.
Oh, it does for the police department.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they went through all the wiggles and loops and hoops. Okay. That's good.
okay.
Smaller companies
So,
are
yeah.
easier to work with.
Any unexpected subjects? We have a noise complaint that came through. I will address that through a drive-by. They sent me it this week. Apparently, this location is perhaps working on vehicles after 9 p.m. So guess what? I have to do a drive-by after 9 p.m. See if they're a violation. Okay, any other complaints we've had in the past have been resolved? Or handled, whichever way you wanna call it. Okay, we have turnovers and warrants.
the AP, which had Phil and, Public.
Right. This had to go in by May 30th, so I signed off on it last week because we were behind on our meetings. All of Bill's tests results, copies are all attached, and then the fee for the construction dumpsters on that. So if y'all will sign off on that as well, that would be great.
This was just what I did, turnover.
A turnover
And
is
then
for
numbers.
deposit with all the proper accounts listed now that we've been doing since the beginning of April. This is just for you to review. We don't have to
Yeah,
sign
but
it.
that's my original, I need to keep that.
Yeah, we just, yeah, it's just to review. So the warrant 25 was a total of $2,202.28, and the turnover for 24-18 was $285. The final copy of the Board of Health table of accounts and how everything is being paid, that Nancy and I worked on and signed off on, and Nate signed off on it as well, that the accountant is now using, so that
She has a copy of that
she has a copy
signed.
of this signed, just so you can see all of that. The last thing on all of this is,
Oh, that's the quarterly report.
is the expenditure ledger, end date of April 30th, 2024. The Board of Health revolving account balance at that time is $19,254.53. This fiscal year started 7/1/23. The original balance at that time was $25,061.53. So between July 1st last year and the end of April this year, $5,807 was taken out. Recycling account, revolving account. July 1st, it started at $4,433.08. $550.76 was paid out. Again, that was for the construction dumpster. As of the end of April, our balance is $3,882.32. The septic revolving account was $2,761 in the negative as of July 1st, 23. Because the funding and accounting was still in error for 3/4 of a fiscal year, it's $9,450 was withdrawn, in that it basically went to the town's general funds, which is now being corrected. So currently it is $12,211 in the negative. It is under agreement that the town will reimburse that.
11,000.
Yes, at least 11,000 of it, per conversation with Nate and the select.
And that'll all correct now that the account numbers are all
And
correct.
this, yes, and
You
this
hope.
will,
No, I know.
it is, it's already making a difference. The Title
We
V.
worked hard on that.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
know you did.
The Title V fund is our septic loan program. As of July 1st, the balance of last year was $141,879.43. We did help a family, and that cost was $53,500 was expended, and our current balance is $379.43.
That's a healthy account.
And, so we could help one or two other families or
Depending,
homes,
yeah.
depending whether it's just a repair or whatever. It's typically for major repairs. And it's being paid back
And everything.
All the
quarterly with
contracts.
taxes and all the updated verbiage that Nancy did for us, so that it's up to date and not 20 years old. Thank you. And I think
Hey, that
that's,
was a good contract 20 years ago.
so we're up to date on all of that, and those are our current, that's the current status of all of that.
I do have one
Well, and that was
question.
in April too,
That was
so-
April 30th, yes.
I do have one question for you. Did you ever get a SAM.gov number for the town? You were
No.
working on that?
No, it's not possible to do it,
Why?
just no matter how you try to do it. Did that fly later?
It did, it's gone now.
It's going around.
It's not easy to do it. Because see, the police department number,
Yeah,
SAM number,
yeah.
it would mess everything up for our vest accounts and stuff. Trying to separate it or trying to get a different account, I don't
It
know if
would
they
be
can
just
do it.
going forward. I can't do anything on the grants without a SAM.
Mhm.
And that's nice, the police have it, but the town needs to have a
But-
SAM.
So
So
we
the-
need to talk to Nate about getting it.
I am, well, the same thing goes for Board of Health. The Board of Health comes up with a grant that they wanna apply for, they're gonna need one from, that's the town of Hubbardston.
Mhm.
So,
Right, 'cause there are.
it's just a SAM number, you know, TSA number gets you to walk through the gate, or the SAM number gets you to walk through the gate.
Right.
It does take a little bit to get it. I finally ended up calling,
Oh,
somebody
I've
at-
talked to him on the phone too.
Yeah.
It's not fun to get through.
yeah, but she was a sweetheart, she got me right through, so
Mhm.
that's why I'm surprised, but we're gonna have to look at that again. 'Cause, I mean, that's gonna, they want them for grants,
Mhm.
so, cause that was one thing, MEMA granted me a grant,
Mm-hmm.
but then said, when it came to reimbursement time, that I needed to have that number.
Mhm.
You know, it's coming up to reimbursement time,
Mhm.
June 30th, so that's why I asked.
Yeah.
But I know that if they might be getting stickier about, wanting, if your town is gonna go for grants,
Mhm.
like the BRCA grant for the generator. We're gonna need to take a look at it again.
You can
Oh,
send me some
my.
information on this SAM stuff,
Mhm. Yes.
if you would, just forward that to me.
You know, like the DUNS number,
Right.
it replaces a lot of all that. DUNS number you know about because of your business, right? DUNS back Brett Street. Yeah, it's just an ID number.
I don't have one of those, not as a firm.
You're unloved.
Okay.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, will it work for everyone to come Tuesday, June 18th, for our next meeting? Not for you. Okay.
Yeah, I remember you saying something about that.
I'm going away starting
Yeah.
on the 18th.
Right.
Yeah.
We will
When will you be
hopefully
back?
plan
The
to have our
26th.
next meeting, June 18th at 7 PM here in the Slade Building, if Lori can make it. Remember everyone to vote next week for your local volunteers, your elected volunteers. And I have reached out to two fellas that I met before the town meeting last night to see if they might be interested. I invited them to the meeting tonight, but they did not come, but that's such short notice. They just spent several hours at the town meeting last night, so it's okay. Keep working on it. And if there's anyone else out there, world, that wants
Yeah.
to serve on the Board of Health, we could use some help.
We train,
Adjourn.
short training.
I call for adjournment at, what time is your,
8:35.
8:35 PM. Thank you.